Hey YouTube, it's Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, back again with you guys. Welcome to Late Night Frights. As you can tell, it's been kind of rough for me the past week. I've been kind of sick. I'm still a little bit sick today, but I wanted to get this video done for you guys, and it's a battle week this week. I decided to do kind of a throwback where it's a throwback to my first video, but also kind of a new twist with the battle. So I'm going to be battling Return of the Living Dead against the Night of the Living Dead remake. Now with Return of the Living Dead, it's more of, sorry my nose itches, a horror comedy, and it's based on the premise that the original Night of the Living Dead really happened, and there's this high school age, maybe early college kid working in this medical supply store with this older gentleman, and he tells him the story that Night of the Living Dead was an actual incident. And so he takes him into the basement where they have a few of the bodies from the incident, and he bangs on one of the drums and this gas comes out and just gets all over him. So basically this gas, it starts slowly, turn them into zombies. And there's another group of kids that the kid working at the medical supply place knows, and they go to this cemetery to have a party, basically. And it starts, the two in the medical supply store, a body actually comes to life in there, and they call the manager and ask him what to do. And so they burn the body, and the smoke from the reanimated body goes up into the sky, causes it to rain, and this rain has the gas in it, and it gets into the ground in the cemetery, and all the corpses come back to life, basically. So it's, Night of the Living Dead all over again, but with this one, the zombies actually talk. And that's kind of a funny thing. I mean, it makes it a bit comedic, which is cool. So, and that's basically, the whole story of that one. And with the Night of the Living Dead remake, it's basically a retelling of the original story with a few new twists added in, 7 strangers trapped in a farmhouse trying to survive a zombie outbreak. So that's your basic story. The things I would say they changed are some of the kills were changed, and Barbara, the lead girl, actually didn't go all catatonic and she actually decided to become strong and fight back, which is cool because, it was after the time of Aliens and Terminator 2 was getting ready to come out, so, a strong female heroine in horror hadn't been seen in a little bit, which is really cool. So now that I've given you a little bit of both movies, I'm going to get into the battle, and round one, of course, is going to be the story. Like I said, with the Night of the Living Dead remake, it is a remake. It's the same story with a few new things added in. Return of the Living Dead is Night of the Living Dead, kind of, I wouldn't say it's a remake, but sort of a retelling, with a different story angle, different group, and a comedic twist. So, even though I love the Night of the Living Dead remake, I gotta give round one to Return of the Living Dead. Round two, I'm gonna go with casting. With Return of the Living Dead, you had people like Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th Part 6. He was actually your lead kid. You had James Karen from Poltergeist, Clu Gulager from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, an early performance from Linnea Quigley, which most fans think is pretty memorable because she dances on top of, I think it's a sarcophagus or something? Not a sarcophagus, a crypt. Yeah, she dances on top of, an above-ground crypt. You've got Miguel Nunez, who was in Friday the 13th Part 5, and a bunch of other stuff. So you got a good cast there. With the Night of the Living Dead remake, of course, Tony Todd, Patricia Tallman plays Barbara. You've got William Butler from Texas Chainsaw 3. I think that's pretty much the main, 3 people I know, because Tony Todd, of course, Candyman, Final Destination, Patricia Tallman made an appearance in Army of Darkness, and William Butler, like I said, Texas Chainsaw 3, and actually now he's directing. So, even for casting, I gotta go with the Night of the Living Dead remake, even though there's more notable people in Return of the Living Dead. Now, Round 3. Overall direction. Return of the Living Dead was actually directed by Dan O'Bannon, who co-wrote Alien. And this was a project that he had wanted to do for a while because he was a fan of Night of the Living Dead. So he got with John Russo, who was an original producer on that movie, and said, well, you know, I want to do this movie, and it has a comedic twist to it. And he co-wrote it with him. Dan O'Bannon directed it. John Russo was a producer and a co-writer. And that's basically how that happened. With the Night of the Living Dead remake, you had the great effects master Tom Savini directing it. You had George Romero as executive producer and the writer of the screenplay. So, for overall direction, writing, whatnot, Night of the Living Dead remake. Round 3, effects. Return of the Living Dead, fun, gory, practical effects. Just some of the coolest zombie effects you'll see for a early to mid 80s zombie film. It's just really good effects for that time. With the Night of the Living Dead remake, they had the team who would later go on to do the effects on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and actually the effects were cut down by the MPAA because it was Tom Savini directing and he wanted to make it more gory, and so there's actually deleted scenes on the DVD where there actually is more gore. So, you know, for effects, that is going to be a tie between the two of them, so it's one each. It's 2 each for Return of the Living Dead and Night of the Living Dead remake. Round 4, I'm going to go with, I think I'll go with, you know, overall general direction of the story. Return of the Living Dead, you know, it's a little bit all over the place because you got the kids who are trying to escape from the zombies. You've got the 3 in the medical supply basically trying to survive, and they've run into the nearby crematorium, which is where they burned the first body, and that's how everything got started. So the guy there has been helping them out. And, that's basically what I can think of, you know. You got the kids trying to survive the zombies, and then you've got the 3 in the crematorium who the zombies are going after, along with the kids in there, because the kids are in there too. And with Night of the Living Dead, you know, it's one setting. They're trapped in this farmhouse, you know, trying to get out, trying to survive. So, for overall story direction, you know, the Night of the Living Dead remake just went straight forward, so I gotta give it to that. So it's 2 for Return of the Living Dead, 3 for Night of the Living Dead remake. And for my last round, it is overall enjoyment. Now, I enjoy both of these movies a lot. They're 2 of my favorite zombie films. They're just 2 movies that I cannot get enough of. I've loved them for years, actually. Actually, the Night of the Living Dead remake was my first zombie movie and my first review on this channel. So, for overall enjoyment, sorry guys, it's early in the morning, my throat's a little rough. But for overall enjoyment, it's going to go to the Night of the Living Dead remake. So, with a total of 4 to 3, it is the Night of the Living Dead remake. And like I said, you know, you guys got to see both these movies. They're both great zombie films, and I highly enjoy them. So once again, this is Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre. I'm telling you to enjoy life, enjoy some Skittles, keep it forever horror, guys. Enjoy some Starburst. In more the words of my faithful partner Chris, Buffy Xenaman, he always says, eat some chicken. I'll see you guys next week, and I hope I feel better then.